state their name so Cody can record us. I'm Kelvin Dexter, the chair. And
Chris Filtz.
Kay Palmer.
Jesse Kern, citizen member alternate.
Tara Alfonso.
thank you. And then we kind of got a little bit of an initial start talking about, I did welcome the new member, and then we got to start talking about the 4 sets of minutes. And we were noting that it doesn't look like anything substantive is going to be necessary for corrections. I did note 4 typos that I could ask the clerk to correct, and then we could have a motion to, I think, adopt all of the minutes subject to those typo changes that I'm going to identify. On the minutes for the October 10th meeting, there is, in what I guess would be the first, second, third, fourth paragraph, it starts with discussion and possible action approving minutes of other meetings. At the end of that paragraph, it says motion by Dexter, second by Hostler to defer action. That should be defer, obviously. And if we could get that spelling corrected, that's really all it is a typo, I think. Then on page, the second page of those same minutes, at the bottom of the page, it says page 4 of 10, but that's a different pagination. It says after if you look down the left-hand side, you'll see a without objection line. The next line says Dexter called forward and Jacobson to be sworn in. Obviously, we only need one of those ins. And the same thing when Doug Denny was called forward to be sworn, take out one of those ins. And then one final kind of a typo, maybe it's a little different than that. On the minutes for November 11th, 2025, under number 3A, near the bottom of that page where it refers to section J, that should be standard J. It's not a section, it's actually a paragraph. And that'll clean that up, I think. So I guess I would move that the minutes be approved subject to those 4 changes that I noted.
Calvin,
Yes.
I would like to make a slight, a comment and then a slight suggested change. I don't know if Mr. Hart or you was able to contact the legal department, or perhaps Mr. Hart knows the rule and what the city's typically done, but there are 3 of us members who were not present at the meetings in October. And so I guess in my mind there were 2 options, one to recuse, but the second one I thought might be to just add a comment to the October meetings that says something to the effect of where the comment is, where the full video is of the meeting, to just say, in the event there's a conflict between the minutes and the actual content of the live video would control, because I don't have special knowledge like you may or Mr. Carnes may have. Would that be agreeable to everybody?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
I think we could all comfortably vote. I don't know, Cody, do you know what?
I think the alternative would be to postpone accepting the minutes until you've had time to review the videos. So if the recusal would come at basically at the behest of not being present, then I don't know that the review would be worth as much. But I think at the end of the day, if you want to review the videos, we could postpone the approval of the minutes to give you a chance to review them.
I don't necessarily want to spend all that time as a new member reviewing the old videos when I wasn't present, but I thought this, or, if the legal office wants to opine that it's just okay to do that, those are long-standing, it's a touchy issue, but I think if it does say, that in the event there's a conflict between the minutes and the actual video recording, the video controls, I would feel comfortable doing that.
I would leave it to the chair to,
I like that idea. I don't see why we can't do it that way, and if we do it that way and there's later a legal determination that we can't do it that way, I guess we can address it at that time, but I'd like to put the minutes behind
And
us.
I think if we do that with all 4 sets of minutes, that would
Right.
solve the problem, and then we have our quorum, and
And I think we should vote on that for all 4 sets of minutes now, unless somebody has other discussion.
I guess I could make a motion that we move to make the changes that you noted, and then add to each set of minutes the full link to each meeting, and then that comment in the event of a conflict between the minutes and the full video, that the full video would control.
Okay, I'll accept that as a motion, and I'll second it. Cody, do you have any problem with any of that? Okay.
and for
Anybody
this
else?
instance, since you had recused yourself for those meetings, are you planning on recusing yourself for the approval of the minutes, or are you going to vote on the approval of the minutes? That's totally up to you. Dr.
Good
Calvin.
point.
Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I would recuse myself for the voting on the meeting minutes of the meetings that I had recused myself from.
Okay.
Thank you, Kay.
Thank you. Good point. All right. Anything else to be said on the matter of the minutes? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor signify by raising your hand. And you can put yours,
I can vote on one.
Right, yeah.
it looks,
Or you could consider them separate, the 10th and the October is separate from the November.
well, the motion carries with 4 full votes and 1 qualified vote, I guess. All right, next on the agenda, discussion and possible action on the elections of a chair and a vice chair. And I think we always start with the chair. I do have something I want to read from the absent member. Tommy Garver sent me an email a week ago, I guess, saying, in part at least, I feel an energy and motivation to help in any way I can. I'm clearly new at this, but am not afraid to seek help and keep an open mind. The current board has handled difficult times with grace and fairness. I would welcome the opportunity to serve as chair if that position became available, and if the board members had the confidence in me necessary to serve in that capacity. Whatever the outcomes on the 21st, I look forward to serving the City of Wausau on its Ethics Board to the best of my ability. Thank you for sharing my thoughts with the other members of the team. And he'll be back on February 6th, late in the day, I guess. Anyway, in view of that communication from Tommy, I am entering his name in nomination for chair. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved or nominated and seconded. Any other nominations for chair? Seeing none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. And it looks unanimous. Thank you. Now we move on to the vice chair. Any nominations for that position?
So I had some thoughts on this, and I thought that Kay Palmer was the sitting chair prior to the last year, and I don't know if she's interested, but I think that it would be nice to have a blend of both experience and persons who have been on the committee, and also a person that has been newly added to give it a little bit more context. So that I would nominate Kay if she would receive it.
I'm going to decline, but I appreciate those thoughtful words. I have other things in my life right now, and so I think it would be better if Christopher or Tara, I'm not sure if you would be eligible or not, but thank you for thinking of me.
Of course.
Any nominations?
I was also going to nominate Kay, since she had been elected at the last meeting temporary, but my opinion would be with Dr. Garver as the chair, then I would nominate someone with legal experience, Tara, to be our vice chair.
And I was going to nominate Kay as well.
Same here.
But since she's declined, I was going to nominate Christopher Phillips. So how about we just have a dual
I'll second that.
vote on?
You'll decline?
Yeah, being vice chair.
So-
I don't have the legal experience. I
With,
want to serve on the ethics committee, but I think someone with legal experience being one of the chairs.
I think with my initial intent of having a member who has been on the committee before, being the vice chair to kind of add some tribal knowledge to that, I would then nominate Calvin, but he can feel free to decline as well if he.
I'm only going to be around for a few months.
It's true, but that may be actually a really nice transition if you were to be the chair and be able to work with Thomas Carver. That might be able to establish better the position.
Well, I'm willing to do that for 3 months, 3.5 months, whatever it is. And it's not a big deal to elect somebody else at that time.
Sure. So I would nominate Thomas Carver as the chair, and then I would nominate you as vice chair.
Give a second to that?
I'll second those.
All right, thank you. Well, all in favor then, please signify by raising your hand. I guess we're voting now for the vice chair. We voted for the chair? So now this is the vice chair. So we've got it done. All right. And then the next item on the agenda is reviewing the actions taken by the Common Council in regard to the revisions to Chapter 2.03 of the Code of Ethics. I believe that's very simple. It's whatever we submitted just simply got rejected. And enough said. I mean, I certainly respect the role of the Common Council. They deal with, they're elected. They have to deal with voters on these things. They're looking at the political climate. We weren't. So we did what we felt was appropriate and worthwhile. That work is still out there. Who knows what a situation will be in a couple of years. Maybe they'll use some of that.
And I thought it would be pertinent to, I think this was maybe lost in translation, that this was actually a priority almost 2 years ago when you became, or when Kay was chair. So this conversation was being had, and we actually considered it to be improper to have that conversation when we were receiving a complaint. So I don't know that that was actually understood, and I think that may have gotten muddied a bit. But if it's something that we revisit, I want to keep that in mind, that the revisions were prior to any complaints that were seen. I just wanted that on the record.
Sure. And, yeah, and I think it would have been inappropriate to be working on that stuff at the same time that we're trying to deal with a complaint, especially against a high city official. So that's, anybody else have anything else they want to say about that item on the agenda? And with that in mind, is there anything else that should come before the board at this time? All right. All in favor of adjourning? Well, somebody should move and then second, so
Motion to adjourn?
it's been moved and seconded. Any objection? We are adjourned. Thank you. And I'm no longer chair. That's all right. I can be vice chair for a few months.